Casablanca, the fabled city that inspired one of the great cinematic romances, is today the industrial and economic heartland of Morocco. Transworld Sport headed to this northern port of over 4 million people, not in search of lost lovers Rick and Ilse, but to meet up with a rising star of Moroccan athletics. Salma El Moutaraji is her nation's junior heptathlon champion and is looking to make her mark on the international stage in 2014.
I like all areas of athletics, and the heptathlon is the only event which gives you the opportunity to compete in many different disciplines, from the 100 metres to the 800. I had faith that I could handle those challenges, so I decided to go for it.
17-year-old Salma began competing in athletics more than 10 years ago. Her sister Iman and her mother were both long jumpers, and Salma initially followed their lead, winning a number of youth titles in the event. Iman now works as a school teacher, but often helps out with her younger sister's training.
From a really young age, just 4 or 5 years old, she always had a very strong personality. It's there for everyone to see, and it also comes out in her training sessions. She'll never let go of anything. She'll carry on until the end and make sure that she's successful.
In addition to her eye-catching performances in the long jump, Salma also impressed in other athletic disciplines, particularly sprinting. To take advantage of her multitude of skills, Salma's coaches at the Wydad Athletic Club suggested that she try the heptathlon. While she continued to excel in her favoured events, Salma was not such a natural when it came to the javelin and shot put. But with the help of her strength and conditioning coach Mohammed, she worked hard to develop her physique and upper body strength, which led to an improvement in her performances in the throwing events.
Whether we're at home or at training, she's very attentive to what's being said and the advice that she's being given. That's what helps her to improve all the time. She's quick to understand, and that's one of the secrets of her success.
Morocco may have a proud history in track athletics, but the country's pedigree in field events is almost non-existent. Olympic champions like Saïd Ouita, Khalid Ska and Hicham El Farouj helped to establish the country as a powerhouse of distance running in the 1980s and 90s. Meanwhile, no Moroccan heptathlete has ever competed at the Olympics, and that's a theme replicated elsewhere on the African continent. Olympic medals in heptathlon have been the sole preserve of Europe, the United States and Asia. At London 2012, not a single African woman completed all 7 rounds of the heptathlon.
Unfortunately, heptathlon is not one of the more popular events right now, and attempts are being made to rectify that. There's only one national competition in the country, but it's true that more clubs are getting interested in heptathlon. Perhaps part of the reason is because it's a very difficult sport, an all-round event, and not many athletes have that kind of diversity. That's the problem, but as I said before, efforts are being made to improve the situation here.
Despite the current lack of enthusiasm in her home country for the heptathlon, Salma has set about underlining her credentials as a one to watch for the future, with several impressive performances for Morocco on the international stage. In March last year, she picked up a bronze medal at the African Youth Championships in Nigeria, and then went on to take gold at the Arab Schools Championship in Jordan. Along with other Moroccan athletes of her generation, Salma is attempting to halt a worrying decline in her country's sporting prowess that has seen Morocco's medal tally decrease at every Olympic Games since Sydney 2000. In London, Morocco picked up just a solitary bronze medal, the nation's poorest return since 1976.
There are many talented youngsters here in Morocco who could go on to be very successful in sport, given the opportunity. The problem for them is that they don't get enough support from an early age that will allow them to progress and reach a competitive level internationally. It's a very sad situation.
As well as financial limitations, social factors inevitably play their part too. Moroccan women may face fewer gender barriers now than in the past, but aspiring young athletes like Salma have other pressures to contend with.
The main difficulty I face at the moment is trying to maintain my performances while also continuing my studies. Because I'm still at school, I'm now in my last year, and it is very important to do well. But I will need to also make sure that I don't neglect my training either.
This year is a potentially crucial one for Salma's development, as she looks to go full-time with her athletics career following the completion of her studies. Qualifying for July's World Junior Championships in the United States would be a huge step in the right direction and allow the teenager to test herself against the best youngsters from around the world.
If she carries on training like she is now, then she can improve from her current continental level to world level. I'm convinced that if she is able to juggle training and her studies, then she has all the required qualities to have an impact at international level. That's her dream anyway, and I'm confident that one day it will come true. I believe it will happen.
I'd like to improve in the years ahead and win more medals in international and continental competitions. Most of all, though, I hope that I can honour my country and raise the Moroccan flag on the highest stage.
While she has some way to go yet before she can challenge the likes of Olympic champion Jessica Ennis-Hill, Salma El Moutaraji has the determination and talent to make a big impression in the coming years. Perhaps we might not be waiting too much longer for African success in the heptathlon event.